Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Philly, and we are jumping in now with PRF1 for our Friday night race. A little bit different tonight. It's a reverse sprint grid, so it means it's the order will be the reserves are at the back. Um, then it's so reserves at the back. Then we've got like the leaders of the championship are after that, and then the guys further down in the championship start near the front. So it's done in that way. I'm just going to invite Big D in. Big D's coming in for a quick chat. um, and I'm just going to do the sharing about. Hopefully, Big D's teammate's going to come in as well, which is Spriggs, or Silent Oxen, whichever you want to call him. There we go. Do sharing about as well a minute. So, right. Hello, Big D. Hello, mate. Yeah. You should be able to include your audio, bud. Um, okay. Are you able to invite Silent Oxen in? Is he online? Cool. Cheers. I'm just. Yeah. Cool. I'm just sharing the stream about a minute. Right. Let's do that in there. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Ah, press the wrong button. Right, there's one more to do. Oh no, two more to do actually. There's one. Silent Ox. I can't get used to it. I still call him Spriggs. It's just weird, and I don't know why he changed. But do you know why he changed his name? I'll have to ask him. So on names, then we'll start having a quick chat. So on names, I may as well ask you why Big D.
No innuendo involved. And I was between 6'4" and 6'3". So at the time when I made it, so I just made Big D 6'4". And
Ah,
then
fair enough.
that's all it was. But then obviously growing up, everybody's thinks the D means something else, but it doesn't. It's literally just my name.
Right. Okay. Um, right. Silent Oxen. I think you're there.
Hello.
Hello. Just make sure you tick your box to include your audio, bud.
Yeah, all good.
Excellent. So we were just talking, and Big D's just explained his name. So I've got to ask the question: why have you changed to Silent Oxen from Spriggs? Because I can't get used to it. I think you should change it back.
Well, I would, but my best mate's girlfriend has just taken my gamer tag now, so I can't actually get it back.
Oh no.
But she's taking it instead. But yeah, I changed it. I don't know. I think I had the Sprigs for a long time. It's actually
Yeah.
one of my. It was my first gamer tag, I think, which was like 2011, I think, and I just
Yeah.
wanted something different for the time being. So I just changed it for that, and I think with Oxen and stuff like that, it's a bit more meaningful, I think, to me, just because it has like a bit more stuff about me in the name. So it's got my initials in it, and I like Ox, so I put it together basically for that reason.
You like
Um,
ox?
like the animal.
Oh, you like the animal, the ox. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But that is a mixture of things, really.
But why is the ox silent?
Because I think it was like it was a reminder to myself. I have a tendency to get quite annoyed when gaming and be quite, I don't know, angry at things. So it was just a reminder for me to just kind of be a bit more, how do you say, is it temperamental? And
Yeah.
just um silent, I suppose, and just get on with the job when it comes to gaming. So
Yeah.
it's just like a little bit of
Uh,
that, basically.
really, I've never heard of a somebody getting angry over Formula One.
Honestly, I think yeah, not many people do, I suppose. I think I have a problem. But
I must admit,
yeah,
I was just doing some time trial at Spa just before joining the lobby,
oh
and
yeah,
I was getting so frustrated. I've been using different setups and trying to adapt, and I'd already set a
yeah,
decent time at Spa, so I was finding it so hard to beat it, and then I'd finally just be on the final lap just before I go into the lobby. So
yeah,
only by four
exactly.
hundredths, but it's something. you know?
Oh man, yeah, it's things like that. To be honest with you, I was going through. I think I was at a point where I was just like, I need like a reminder. Just I was going through racing, and I think it was just not going well or something like that. So I just needed a reminder just to be calmer and
Yeah,
get through it and things like that. So I put that in front of it, in front of the
yeah,
Oxford name.
fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay, right, boys, you are Alpha Tauri. Um,
yeah.
what's your sort of expected result tonight? What are you expecting at tonight, the two of you?
Oh man. Well, do you want to go, Big D?
No, but it's a weird one, isn't it? Because we're trying out this new reverse grid.
Yeah.
It's fortunate that I've had a shocking start of the season. I'm quite high up in the quite I'm probably higher up in the grid than if what I would have done if I qualified. So yeah, just see what I could get. We've been playing the team game quite nicely, I think, so far with
Yeah.
getting the best team result. Like if I see if in the sprint, if I see sprint a Salah Oxen coming up behind me, I'm not going to slow him down. And
No.
we've been working well, I think.
Yeah.
I think we've been working well.
Well, at the moment,
Yeah.
Big D, you're 14th in the championship, but it's not been that bad. I think you just had a run of three races that didn't go right well. So, um,
Yeah,
you, well, yeah, you were. I don't think you attended Imola. I think it was.
Yeah.
yeah, I missed a race. Yeah,
Yeah. Then
that doesn't help.
you retired out at Hungary. Um,
Yeah, that was unlucky. That was
yeah,
just
and then
unfortunate.
Baku. I thought Baku went well for you, but it says 15th on here. Was that how many
You
points you
know,
got?
no, Baku's. I was quite happy with that one. That was the one that
Yeah.
I span around in turn one, and I was 20th, and then I finished
Yeah.
fifth or sixth.
Actually, yeah, you're right. That's your best result of the season. That's
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking. I'm looking at the 15, thinking that's 15th place, but it's not. It's 15 points.
No, I don't think 50
So
drivers finished.
yeah.
It was one of them races.
So no, hang on. Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. On
I think I
on
was fifth or sixth.
at the opposite end of the spectrum, then, Silent Oxen, you're fifth in the championship at the moment. Not a good first race of the season, but then you won in Portugal, and you won in Bahrain. No other podiums though, oddly enough. So your only two podiums are both wins, and unfortunately, Baku was a retirement for you.
Yeah. I think in Australia that was quite annoying because, or probably one of the most annoying ones because I felt very comfortable and calm, but I got onto the curb and it's those it just happens in like a split second. 1 minute, you're feeling fine and everything. It's only a couple laps to go, and then all of a sudden the car just completely gave out, and that was really unfortunate.
Yeah,
Um, I think I remember shouting actually when it happened. I was so gutted.
Loud
Um,
Oxford.
and yeah, loud oxen basically.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Angry
in
Oxen.
yeah, yeah, and then in Portugal, I just wanted a bit of revenge, and that's a favorite track of mine. So
Awesome
was glad
track.
to do
Love
well
that track.
there. Yeah, honestly, it's fantastic. Um, was I think Miami was the fourth one, and that one was okay. And then I think it's just been a mixture of okay and not so great ones. I think in Baku, I could actually feel that an incident was going to happen leading up to the race because when I practiced it, I couldn't find a good setup. When I did the qualifying, I was struggling a lot. I
Yeah,
gave myself wing damage, I think once or twice during like even the warm up laps and whatnot. And then in the race, I was just doing everything I could, but I was struggling every single lap just for grip. I
yeah,
didn't realize that. I think I had my downforce way too low, and that caused problems. But I think, yeah, it
fair
just
enough.
Yeah, there's a really great field at
Okay.
the moment in qualifying and
Okay.
stuff. So that's yeah.
I'm just looking at the time thing because it's 26 minutes past already. Just flies by when we start talking. So
No
I want to
worries.
get to the bit where we just basically have a random conversation. Okay. So
Go on.
which one of you wants to pick?
Yeah,
Uh,
you can do it, mate.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pick.
So silent oxen. I've got my bowls out. Okay, and I want you to pick my left bowl or my right bowl.
I got it, yeah.
Which one? The right
Left.
bowl. Oh, left bowl.
Yeah.
Left bowl. Okay. Let me just spin the subject around and pull one out. And the subject tonight is
Mm.
fish.
Oh,
Fish.
yeah.
And now that is all it says, fish. So I don't know. I think there's
Well, I'm
two
a
ways
big
of
fan
looking
of
at
salmon, if that's the question.
this. So yeah. Right. So fish. I guess we can look at it as in what is your. Are we going to speak about fish you eat or fish like fish swimming about?
I wouldn't mind being a fish for a day. I like fish. My favorite fish
So
is
what
salmon.
fish would you be? Salmon.
I'd probably be like a swordfish or something. Just or those fish that swim really quickly. I'd probably give that a go
Yeah.
and just see what the sea is like.
I wouldn't want to be a
And they'll probably
swordfish.
get
I keep getting stuck in everything. I keep it's just everywhere.
stuck in some coral or something like that.
Yeah. What about you, Big D?
I think I would want to be one of them. Is it the anglerfish with a light in its face, like going like
The light
really
bulb.
deep? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got like
Oh
a
right.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you're
Yeah,
Finding
I'd
Nemo,
want to
aren't
see
you?
what it's like. Yeah, I'd want to see what it's like proper deep down.
I think it's called an anglerfish because it looks like a
think it's
fishing
an
rod with a light
anglerfish.
bulb on the end.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I know the fish you're on about. Yeah, it's yeah. God, they are ugly though, man.
Yeah, the angry one from Finding Nemo.
Yeah, well, funny enough, you just mentioned Finding Nemo. I was going to say I'd probably want to be a clownfish. So there you go. Although Dory probably sort of represents me better, to be fair, because of everything all the time. Okay, what about eating fish then? What's your favourite fish to eat?
Oof.
Mackerel, salmon, haddock. Those ones I'd
Yeah,
say.
You could just say
literally
any if you
anything.
want.
Yeah,
All
it
those
is all
special
fish.
Shark.
Yeah, yeah. Well, funny enough, I'm quite cheap. And Coley's my favourite, which is basically
Fair
used as a cheap alternative to cod. So
What's that? Cody.
Coley, Coli.
Oh,
So yeah,
Coley.
you'll probably find that you've eaten it more than you realise because it's in all it's in all supermarkets. You've almost certainly bought it at some point.
Oh.
So yeah, it's but yeah, it tastes
Learn
very
something
similar
new.
to cod, and it's a lot cheaper. So yeah.
Not bad. Never heard
Very
of that
topical
until
with
now.
cost of living crisis as well. If you can afford to
Exactly.
do that, yeah,
Yeah,
Very
that's
timely.
it. Right, that'd do for a conversation about fish, and I don't know what else to talk about with fish. I mean, yeah, I mean, because their mouth's always open and closed. It looks like they want to say something, but they never do. You know what I mean? It's just constantly open their mouth, and yeah, and obviously men look at that and think what else they could do with it. But in a way, let's not go down that route.
Another day.
that's a good swerve.
Right, last one then. So, Constructors Championship. You sat fifth in the Constructors Championship at the moment, but it's close.
Yes.
It's really close.
Yeah.
I think you're 30 points off of the leaders,
Yeah.
which is nothing. Not at this stage of the season. So, yeah,
Just clean races. Just clean races.
We
Not
just need some clean
to get
races.
entangled.
Yeah.
that's what it is, isn't it? It's get both drivers to finish. See, I say you're because you're
Yeah.
30 points off the leaders, but you're only 5 points off of third place. So
Yeah.
that's how close it is. But yeah, I think tonight's a great opportunity for you.
Yeah.
If you
That'd be
can
great.
if you can both finish top 10 tonight, that would be ideal. And
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
The first three races where we both finished, we were top, I think, and then we've had a run of just one of us finishing. It's let us slip quite a bit, but like you say, we're only 30 points. It's not the end of the world.
It's really not much.
Yeah.
There's a long way to go yet. So
Yeah.
I think the season takes us all the way up to the new game. So it's
good.
it's
Yeah.
plenty to go. Just a
Yeah.
quick word, just in case I don't speak to you next week. Obviously, it's into Lagos tonight. Next week is Japan. So is that a good track for you guys?
I had a
Yeah,
great race there last night.
Yeah, it was really good last night. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
against
love Japan. It's one of my
Bacon.
absolute. I'm not very good at it because I'm a pad player, but
Yeah,
and it's really more suited to Will. But it's one of my favourite tracks to drive.
for sure. It's like a roller coaster. It's great.
Absolutely. Right, guys, I best let you go because we're loading into Sprint, and
No worries.
I don't want you to
Yeah.
accidentally forget your setups because you're chatting to me or something. So,
That's all right.
good luck tonight, both of you, and
Cheers, pal.
Thank you.
have a clean one and get both of you home in a good position.
Good one to watch. Yeah, no worries.
I
Yeah.
reckon it's going to be. It's into Lagos. You get all the overtaking here, so loads of it. So,
Right.
all right, lads, I'll let you go then. Good luck.
All right. Speak to you
Cheers.
later. Well,
Thank
hopefully
you.
speak to you
See you
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Right. Right, okay, so that was Big D and Silent Oxen, the artist formerly known as Spriggs. Pleasure to speak to them as we go into the sprint, and as you can see, the weather, just to explain, so the weather's actually been deliberately done tonight, and it's going to be a mixture of weather, okay, so we are expecting weather changes to go on, whether that will happen in the sprint or whether the sprint will be it looks full. Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell when you're looking at the pit lane, but the heaviness of that rain looks full wet to me. But we won't know until we actually get out on track. The guys are going to have several minutes, I would have thought, to make sure they get the setups on. Any drivers that are listening, make sure you get your setups on. I would say do it first. Do your setups, then worry about your your fuel and your strategy after. I don't like cheeses. They're going to be rain in the actual race. I don't know, buddy. Nobody's told me. I'm not an admin in PRF1. I just do comms, so I don't know. I have no idea, quite frankly. Maybe they should get me to do the weather. Just a thought on this, actually, if any of the admins are listening. But maybe they should ask me to do the weather because I won't tell anyone. Whereas if the admins know the weather, perhaps it's an advantage. They could practice the weather. I'm not saying they would. I'm just saying they could. I don't know. Either that, or give it a job to somebody who doesn't race on the night, I guess. But the admins are good as gold. They wouldn't do that anyway. So, right there. That's right there. Hope you're looking forward to this. Burst grid sprints, whether you like them or not, they definitely offer up action. There's no doubt about that. Let's just hope the action's good. I've had different experiences of the reverse grid sprints. I've had some great ones, but I've had the other side as well where they've gone completely wrong. So it's But if any league's going to pull them off, then PRF1 is the league that's going to do it, quite frankly. So, as AMS Josh just joined, I don't know, hopefully he's able to get set up and that on. Just going to be screwed for sprint and race, unless they do a restart. Imagine them doing it. Okay, yeah, so just to see what Davis has put, 3 minutes for setups, which must be coming to an end now, and 5-minute break after the sprint as usual, before going into the feature race. So into Lagos, I think we all know, is the fullest distance you can do. So a full race here would be 72 laps, I believe. It's either 71 or 72. And 50% would be 36. And there is all sorts of strategies here. You can really do any strategy you want. They all work around here. So you go. As the lights come on and go green for the formation lap. So let's do a quick grid rundown. It's quite a short lap here. It's Interlagos, so I won't sort of take too long about this. So Dark Lord starts on pole alongside Theo in P2. Vice Racing in P3 alongside Dre. Robbo starts P5 with Big D alongside in 6. Misfit 7. Davis 8. Let me just turn the sound down a minute. That's from when I was racing. So excuse me. Right, there we go. Sorry, where was I? So Davis starts in 8 for McLaren, Jesus in 9, and Scott fills out the top 10. Gunnar on row 6 alongside Atkins in 11 and 12. Ollie P13 alongside Master Spread in 14. Silent Oxen in P15 with Ross Bounds in 16. Sergeant Karolov starts 17th alongside Axel in 18th, which means Apple is the only reserve tonight and therefore starts 19th. There we have it. Quick look at anybody doing different tyre. Well, no, of course they're not because we're wet. So everybody on the intermediate tyres. So I was wrong. It looked really heavy in the pit lane, which is why I thought it might be full wets, but clearly it's inters. I'm not sure why there's a big gap. Vice, if you can hear me, you need to catch up. Shouldn't be leaving a big gap on the formation lap at all. So. Actually, I say that, I'm not 100% sure that's a rule in PRF1, to be fair. So, just going to turn the audio down one more. I was on 4, I don't know why I left on 5. There we go. Right, so, how's it going to go? Oh, I don't like cheese. I said I don't know, buddy. I don't know what the weather's going to be, so I've got absolutely no idea. I'm not an admin in PRF1. Just do comms, buddy. So, Dark Lord is in the Williams on the left of your screen, Theo on the right, Vice is just in behind Dark Lord, and Dre is just in behind Theo. So the lights are all on. Out they go, away we go. Dark Lord looks to move really well. A Ferrari comes completely out of the pack further down. Looks like Misfit. I think he's going to drop himself down. Not sure, but Dark Lord stays in the lead through turns 1, 2 and 3. Oh, there's the Ferrari's round. Misfit's round. Further down. Not sure what's going on there. I'm not sure why he moved over like that. It's Davis trying to get past Vice around the outside of turn 4. Now through turn 5 and up to 6, which is the fast right-hander. Actually not so fast in these conditions, but already the Alpine of Atkins having a little look as well. So has backed off before the hairpin. Apple gets ahead of Ollie a little bit further down. Moment. Dark Lord leads from Theo still. Dre is third. Big D fourth. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. Scott up 5 places from 10th to 5th already for Alpine. In fact, Alpine have had an amazing start. Scott up 5 places, Atkins up 4. Really, really good start for them. He overtakes Stone straight. Doesn't look like it, does it? Maybe just here. This is Ross Bounds or Shrek having a look at Axel to the outside as we approach the centre S. The speed advantage disappears as he comes out of the slipstream. The centre S in the end has to yield. But Lord, just showing no signs he might be able to extend the lead here. So Theo is pulled away from Big D. Well, Big D's only just got into third, to be fair. Other moves going on further down. Cameron's just gotten ahead of Spreader. Somebody else made a move. I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Ollie actually getting back past Apple. Always a bit difficult through here, especially in these conditions. It takes one driver just to miss their braking by 5 meters or something, and you get a knock-on effect of drivers hitting each other. So far, so good. Misfit did recover from that spin. He's only sort of 4 seconds off the back of the pack, so he's not far off. Let's go up to the leaders, because Theo is called right onto the back of Dark Lord. Is he going for the move? It looks like he's going to have a look. Oh, that's Big D on the outside. Oh, he's ended up off track. This is going to be a difficult rejoin, is it? Well, the racing line's to the left, so it wasn't too bad. He was able to rejoin on the right side of the track. The problem for Big D there was Dark Lord was probably so focused on Theo on the inside. Oh, Vice! Vice! It's gone off at turn 4. Careful. Get back on now. It's not just Vice, actually. Atkins as well. So whether those two had a contact or whether it was just 2 separate incidents, I'm not sure. Davis really pushing Scott here. Look at the McLarens who've ended up 5th and 6th. Davis up 3, Robbo down 1. So there are points on offer for the sprint. Gunnar up 4 as well, and he's maybe going to get a run here on Robbo. Maybe not, I don't know. Both very, very similar on their overtake. So no, not going to get a run this time. We'll have to fold in behind. Is Apple has a look at Axel. Or actually, it's the other way around. Axel was having a look at Apple. But, Apple holds him off for the moment and retains P14. Of course, something happens up here as they go down there. So Kamarov up the inside of Big D at turn 4. Big D very generous with the space he left there. Dark Lord again. He's just pulled away from Theo again. He's just over a second ahead. Is this a difference in downforce levels or something? I just wonder, because he seems to pull away in the earlier part of the lap. Let's have a look. It's just 1.3, although Dark Lord runs off track at the final corner. It's going to lose in time automatically in a way. Dre, is he going to get a run? Oh, we got a yellow flag. It looks like it's Ross Bounds out the final corner. Dre outside of Theo. Still alongside. They're still side by side. Yellow flag is still the same driver, but Dre actually ends up losing a place to Scott. What a move from Scott. Davis looking to have a look as well, but Dre managed to hold that one off. Actually ended up getting close to Scott, but well, that was very nicely done from Scott. He's up 7 places now. Fortunately, his teammate up him were doing very nicely earlier on in the sprint, but his teammate's not seeing the same fortune as the sprint goes on. He's now 17th, and I think that's Misfit. He's had spin around at turn 5. That appears to be. I think he's gone through. Oh, it's a safety car. The safety car is out. Now, it doesn't look to me like there's any change in the weather, so I don't think we're going to see an exodus of drivers into the pits. The guys at the front can't pit here because they just lose too many places. They'd have a huge advantage if they could, but they just lose too many places, I think. So I think the guys at the front don't really have a choice. I'm sure somebody will pit. It's likely to be the guys further down towards the back. Throwing in as we go through. Well, Apple's come into the pit. So he wants to take a tire advantage and maybe try and take the race to the others. Misfit is into the pits. Like I said, I don't know what the weather's going to be for the race, so Sprang stays out and he gets ahead of Misfit. I think it's going to be a race on the exit here between Apple and Ross Barnes. I think Apple's going to nip out just ahead, is he? No, he has to fold in behind. And those guys are now. Misfit's just on his exit as well. So I think lap 7 will also be under safety car. Pretty weak safety car, to be honest. It's just Misfit out of spin at turn. I assume it was coming out of turn 4, and by the time his car came to a stop, he was in turn 5. But I don't mean weak as in. I don't mean that offensively to Misfit. That's not what I meant. I meant weak by the game. It's, he lost a wing, but it was on the grass, not on the track. You would think that if the damage settings are such that running over a wing or running over debris won't puncture a tyre, if they're low enough that it won't do that, which I'm sure it won't on the settings here, that a safety car wouldn't actually come out for that. I guess that would be too complicated. Oh, what's going on here? Be careful. Saw the white dot on the map get rather close. It's okay. Just wait for this to catch up. It's just coming on to straight after the centre S. And heads down to turn 4. The back of the safety car is just round at turn 6. Just going into turn 6 now, so he's really not far away. The safety car will be in this lap, I'm sure. Back of the safety car now is going through the first hairpin. He should be able to see it now as he exits. Well, not quite. Well, he might have just been able to see a car on the left. That should mean that we're going to go racing. Fully caught up. There you go. There's the call. Safety car in this lap. So, quick look. The only two to pit then are Apple and Misfit. We're going to have a serious place advantage on fresh inters, but and off goes Dark Lord. It's gone reasonably early, but it seems to have worked for him. He seems to have caught Theo napping a little bit. So is Scott. Take him up to the centre S. Theo a little bit later on the brakes, and looks like he's going to be able to hold this. So there we go. Scott's going to get a run. Is he down to turn 4? Scott using overtake, Theo not. So Scott this time. Oh, but he runs slightly off track on the exit. A little bit of contact. Not much, just as Scott re-entered. And we got a yellow flag further down. It looks like Ollie Champ. Oh, the Astons are having a nightmare. Ollie Champ's been round. Vice the 16th, 15th. Apple seems to be struggling round the right-hander. That's an AlphaTauri round. Silent Oxen round. Atkins are off track. There's too many things going on all at once. Sorry. Big D has lost a place there. I don't know. I think something might happen. Oh my god, there's too much going on. While all this is going on, Dark Lord has pulled out 2.7 seconds over Scott. Oh, what's that? Oh my goodness, it's a big one. Davis is out. Dre has no wing. The safety car is out. Dre has a 5 seconds. Oh my goodness me. I don't really see what happened. I just saw cars flying. It was on the straight. So it does seem a little bit odd. Well, at least it's the sprint, I guess. The main feature race, of course, the more important, the more points on offer. So, second safety car off the sprint. Just trying to catch up, and he's not going to have a massive amount to catch up, so it's quite possible that we will get going on lap 11 in a way, because it has to give 2 clear laps of racing, so there's no way Dre's going to catch up in time here, and the safety car wouldn't come in this lap in a way, so we'll have 2 clear laps of racing, lap 11 and lap 12. Right, let's have another look at the position changes then. So, Scott in P2 up 8 places, Kamarov is up 13 places now, Gunnar's up 5, Spreader up 7, Jesus up 1, Axel up 9, Apple up 8, and Silent Oxen up 1. Drivers are lost out. Dre, unbelievable. Starting in P4, you'd have fancied Dre to maybe go on and take the pole position for the main race, but we've gone wrong there. Just noticed Gunnar put a little message in Discord to say that if anybody notices him lagging at all, then to let him know and he won't take part in the main race. But so far, Gunnar, you look absolutely fine, mate. So, hopefully, maybe last week, perhaps you just had the company that you're with perhaps had a problem or something that they've sorted now. As I said, we wouldn't be trusted to run lobbies across multiple leagues if there was actually a problem with your Wi-Fi, mate. So it's, I'm sure it was just a little issue and the company's fixed it. So we're about to go racing again. Just confirm Dre has caught the back. So Dark Lord, I feel a bit sorry for Dark Lord actually, because he was 3 seconds up the road. Now he's got to do it all again. Will he go early again? Theo's got the opposite. He's got the pressure of Kamarov on the back of him now. And off goes Dark Lord. So Kamarov gets a run. Doesn't look like Scott's going to, so Kamarov to the inside for the Center S. And there's already yellow flags. It looks like Big D's had a spin on the restart. So Kamarov up to P3, getting past Theo. Robbo, I thought he was having a look there, but not on this occasion. Bit of break in the toe going on further down. Vice breaking the toe on Misfit to hold on to P11. Where else can we go? Well, can Kamarov take pole position? I don't think he will. I think Dark Lord's got this. He's got this. I'm going to touch wood as I say this, but I reckon Dark Lord's got this. And it'll be a great drive as well. Everybody looks to be in unison as Big D's had a spin in the middle sector as well. Let's have a look. Oh, Axel! Axel is out! That's on the straight as well. Gone by the time Big D gets round. Wow, so Axel's going to have it all to do again. Oh, Scott's gotten past Dark Lord, but he was a bit slow on the exit, and that's going to give Kamarov a run. He's already gone past Dark Lord. Kamarov to the inside. Scott does not want to give this up. There's a tiny bit of contact, and that's forced Dark Lord to go wide. Sorry, Scott to go wide. Dark Lord, who's back in front into P2. Kamarov is on his way to a sprint win and pole position for the feature race. Apple fighting here with Jesus in the mid-sector. Oh, that little touch on the grass won't have helped. Luckily enough, he's got a gap to the cars behind. Silent Oxen doing all he can. Oh no, Scott's left the session! Robbo's going to get a... Surely Robbo won't take this, will he? He's trying, but Scott's got too much straight line speed even with the AI. So Kamarov wins the sprint race and takes pole. Dark Lord held on to P2 in the end. Great job, Dark Lord. Scott P3, Robbo 4, Theo 5, Gooner 6, Spreader 7, Jesus 8, Apple 9, Misfit 10, Oxin 11, Atkins 12, Dre 13, Rossbangs 14, Ollie 15, and I'll finish that off in just a sec. They need to get Scott back in, otherwise he's not going to be able to do anything before the race. I'm going to overrule that sprint driver today. And Skarov just did what he's expected to do, but I think Dark Lord did absolutely awesome, so Dark Lord's my sprint driver today, but that's not really a thing, so let's quickly scroll through the instance just to make sure the stewards have got them on the stream in case they need them. And so just to finish off, Ollie Champ 15th, Vice 16th, Big D 17, Axel and Davis DNFs 18 and 19. And there will be a 5-minute break, guys. Who had the fastest lap in the sprint? It doesn't go purple in the sprint, but I think it's... Nope. Dre. 17.4, Dre. No, Dad. Yes, it's Dre. It's 1:17.435. Substantially quicker than anybody else, actually. So... Right, guys, so I'm just going to take a quick break, grab myself a coffee, and I'll be back ready for the formation lap. See, it's still raining by the looks of it. So I'll see you in a minute. Hey guys, back with you. We're going at 5 past, so oh, thank you. I don't like cheese. I don't like cheese, by the way, guys. Is apple on your screen. So thank you very much for those kind words, buddy. That's very kind of you. So just to check the tyres there, everybody on intermediates, as you'd expect, really. Looking at these conditions, but I am assured that the conditions are going to be changeable, so we can expect it to dry up. I'm sure. Could go the other way to full wets. I don't know. I have no idea. Right, anyway, our grid rundown for the feature race then. Sergeant Kamarov starts on pole. The Dark Lord alongside. Scott starts P3 alongside Robbo in P4. Theo 5th alongside Gunnar in 6th. Spreader and Jesus in P7 and P8, while Apple in P9. It did really well to come back through to take P9. Misfit in P10. Again, did very well after the spin at the start to come back to P10. And Silent Ox in P11, Atkins 12, Dre and Ross Barnes on the 7th row of the grid. Ollie Champ and Vice, the two Aston Martins there, 15th and 16th. Big D starts P17 alongside Axel in P18. Davis, unfortunate, starts in P19. And Josh, who's managed to join us, will start in P20. Hopefully he's managed to get supper on. He should have done. He should have done, because he was in... I'm sure he was in time. It looks like my cat wants to come on my lap. Go on then, Misty. Right, guys, just coming round to the end of the formation lap. And 36 laps await us with changeable weather conditions. What excitement, what entertainment can this bring? Oh, Robbo's missed his grid slot. P4. Kamarov then on the left of your screen, Dark Lord on the right, Scott in P3 behind Kamarov, and Robbo in P4 behind Dark Lord. Alright, so we're on. I think. Can't see them. Oh, this is taking ages. What's going on? No, they're not on, are they? Oh dear, what's happening? Stick with it, guys, at the moment. Stick with it, because I have had this before and it did just start. No, guys, it's just DNF's advice. Surely you're going to restart. Lights are out. Away we go. Right, sorry guys, a little bit distracted for the start of the race, but Kamarov takes off leading the way then. Robbo's managed to get up into P2, has he? Dark Lord still women fighting. Gunnar up a couple of places to 4th. Apple P5. Oh, Spreader! Spreader! Is out! This needs to be restarted. Robbo's round as well. I don't think... Well, look, we'll see what happens. Let's see what they say. Yeah, the lobby restart's been called. Lobby restart has been called, guys. Lobby restarts. Had to be restarted. So let's quit out. Oh God, Hilly, I need the grid, mate. Oh, hang on. I think I was going to say I'm going to have to stop the stream, but it looks like no, that's not the grid. Oh no, that yeah, you've got the grid numbers on. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Ollie. Right, okay, guys. So after that excitement, it had to be restarted in a way. It had to be restarted. You couldn't carry on. Not after. I mean, not after Vice got retired on the grid. It's just. I always think we've got to restart for that because the poor lad's probably been practicing for days. Right, let's just see if it's just reopened yet. I don't know whether that was caused by a formation lap glitch or whether it's something to do with a sprint or whether it's purely just down to connections. Got absolutely no idea. That was a bit of a new one on me, to be honest. I've never seen someone get. Actually, I have seen. In fact, I've been retired, like Vice was there, in another league, and they just carried on. But it wasn't on this year's game. It was in. I think it was was it 22 or 21. I'm not sure. It was one or the other. I think it was 21. I think it was right at the end of 21 that happened to me in the final race of the season, and I was I was fuming. I'm not gonna lie, I was fuming. I couldn't win anything, so it didn't matter really. But it's not the point. Obviously, like anybody else, I was trying to do the best I could. I knew I was never going to win. In a way, it was a realistic performance. I was in the lowest car, but like everybody else, I was trying to achieve the best I could. Yeah, it's a big deal. I don't really know what happened. I just know that Vice was literally sat on the grid, and it's retired him, and just sat on the grid. So I think there was clearly players struggling to connect or whatever. But I honestly think that's almost certainly something to do with either the formation lap or the sprint. But I see. Okay, yeah, that makes sense actually, Apple. So yes, the server didn't sync all drivers properly, so some like Vice were in a second server, hence why they were retired. So anyway, it's in the past now. We're restarting. The admins will get the lobby set up as quick as they can for you guys, so just remain patient. Have we got everybody in? Yeah, we got the full complement of drivers, so we got everybody in. So it's just give the admins a chance to do the grid now, guys, and obviously don't just ready up when you get to the grid, guys. There will be a few minutes again for drivers to do their setups, strategies, fuel, blah blah blah. Again, I'll say it again because I always say it, when you get to the grid, do your setup first. Whatever you do, just do your setup first if you're a driver, because that way you know it's done. It doesn't really matter if you forget to do your fuel, not really, but if you forget to do your setup, your race is over before it started, so pretty much. Maybe the game was protesting because Kamarov came from the back to take pole to win the sprint race. Maybe the game was protesting. Right, yes, the spreader's just said in the chat, few minutes on the grid, guys, don't forget your setups. It gets said enough times, whether it's me saying it on comms or people in the chat saying it or what have you. It does get said a lot of times, but there's always someone. There's always someone that says, "Oh, I forgot my setup." The lobby will not be restarted if you forget your setup, guys. That's why it's so important. It is on you to remember that, I'm afraid. Into Lagos then, by the way, one of the great circuits. It's been in Formula One as long as I've known the sport. I think I started. When did I start watching? About 1990, something like that. I started watching Formula One, and it's always been a constant throughout the whole time. There's not many tracks that can say that, but Brazil into Lagos definitely one of them, along with the likes of Silverstone, Spa, where we are at tomorrow night, by the way. So for FPR, which is, you call it kind of like a sister league to PRF1. It's run by the same guys, but it's a separate server, and it is a 100% distance race. And we are at Spa tomorrow night, so we'll be doing 44 laps. Thanks, Robbo, for sharing it. I thought I had shared it in there. Perhaps it didn't work. Yeah, 100% distance. So, yeah, the one tomorrow night as well, it's 100% distance. It's realistic cars. So your Sergeant Kamarovs, Axels, those sorts of guys tend to get put in the lowest cars. So the Alpha Tauris and the Williams and Alfa Romeos, that sort of... Perhaps not Alfa Romeos, actually. Haas, actually, I think. We've all learned that even though Haas, technically, according to the game, is a better car than the Williams Alpha and Alpha Tauri, anybody who's driven the thing will tell you it definitely isn't. It's a horrendous car. So, yeah, those guys will be down there. The guys that are challenged, so we challenged in terms of pace are in the Red Bulls. That's the nicest way I can think of saying it, and it's not nice at all. I'm so sorry. The not so quick guys are in the Red Bulls and the Ferraris, etc. And then you got drivers like me that tend to be somewhere in the middle, in an Alpine or sometimes in an Alfa Romeo, sometimes an Aston Martin. Although after that challenged comment, I might end up in a Haas for this week. Oh. But anyway, we are heading into the PRF1 race now. So, as aforementioned, guys, a few minutes on the grid for setups and strategy. So they will have had to have done all the weather and all that sort of thing again. So, yeah, looks like they've remembered to do that. So, the weather, the same as it was going to be before. It was all preset in a way, the weather of what it was going to do. So, it won't have, in that sort of sense, the same thing's going to happen that was going to happen in a way. That's the thing, when you preset the weather, so when you set the weather yourself, which the league I mentioned earlier on, actually, ERC used to do, it, you can literally practice setting the weather, and it's identical every time you do it. So if it dries up on lap 6, then it will dry up on lap 6 every time, sort of thing. So yeah, it's like that. Whereas obviously if you're just doing a weekend and it's on random, then obviously that sort of stuff you don't know when it's going to happen at all. So get a rough idea, because obviously you look at the times and the weather conditions on the track and what's you get like an overview of what's expected to happen, but it doesn't pinpoint it to a lap for you. So it will say like plus 10 minutes, or the problem is as you get further into the race, the gap gets longer between the minutes. So you're like plus 5 minutes, plus 10 minutes, plus 15, plus 20, then 30, and then 45, and then 60, and so if it's drying up, say, later in the race, you only know that it's going to happen between those times, say 30 and 45 minutes. It's a 15-minute period, so you don't know whether it's going to start to dry up right at the start of that period or right at the end of that period. Which is kind of cool. I really am waffling now, but I don't know what else to do. Doing a restart. Sorry, excuse my coughing, by the way, tonight, guys. I'm not feeling 100%, so been pretty rough actually for a couple of days. So always cough a lot anyway. If you've listened to my strings, you know that, but it's just a bit worse at the moment. So we should be getting pretty close. Should be an earlier finish tonight as well, even despite the restart. The sprint is a lot quicker than a full qualifying session, so sprint tends to be about the same as a short qualifying session, actually. Funny enough, so even with the restart, we should be finished. Oh, looking at the moment, it's probably not going to be much earlier than usual, to be fair. Probably about 10 minutes earlier. So. Oh dear Lord. Oh, people watching, I'm so sorry, but it's going to be another lobby restart. What you can't see on our screen is the drivers are already on the grid and they're just stuck there. But as you can see, my screen hasn't changed. And oh, goodness me. EA, sort your servers out. EA, sort your servers out. Right, okay, there is a message from Davis in the Discord saying that the formation lap will be turned off. Obviously, in case it's something to do with that. So, formation lap to be switched off, guys. And Robbo asking, please, can you get into the lobby as soon as literally straight away so that you can just get it set up and get going again? The irony now being that we might actually end up finishing a bit later, having done sprint. What's going on here? Oh, we're still in the main menu. Do. So apologies, guys. If you want to go away, make yourself a drink or something like that, you'll have plenty of time. It takes a little while, so. Right, yeah, Sean is in the lobby now, so you can get yourselves in, guys. If you need an invite, it's worth giving it a shout in the chat just in case, so you don't get forgotten. Jesus and Shrek can need an invite. I can help out with that, guys. Bounce. And Jesus is already there, so go. So, what should we chat about? Anyone want to put a topic in the stream chat of what we could talk about for a few minutes? It could be F1 related, it could be non-F1 related, I don't care, just somebody put a topic. And I'll tell you everything I know about it. Fish. I think we've done fish. Big D. Pickles. What do I know about? I know absolutely nothing about pickles. I'm not gonna lie. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. I think they're disgusting. I don't know how anybody can eat them. Just vile. Greg's. Now you're on to my sort of thing. Greg's. What a shop. Does all your pastries, your pasties, your bakes. I always like the bakes, the steak bakes and the chicken and mushroom bakes. I like those. Sausage rolls are alright. Not the best, but they are alright. Pasties are always good, it doesn't matter what. A pasty is good, no matter who makes it. Actually got all the cakes and everything like that as well. Never used to be a sweet tooth, but I am now. I do. In fact, I did my shopping today. Well, I've ordered the shopping online today with Dad, and I've ordered myself a chocolate trifle. And just to confirm that that is for me. Dad's not allowed to eat chocolate, so I get all of that. He's got a rhubarb and ginger crumble coming instead. There we go. What else do I know about Greg's? They were founded in... No, I don't know that. They've been around a long time. I can't remember not seeing Greg's on the high street in Bristol when I was younger. And in Torquay now, they're still there. Still going. Any other topics? I think I've done Greg's. Any others? Planes. What do I know about planes? Well, they were they were invented by the Wright brothers in America. I know one of them was called Wilbur, right? I can't remember what the other one's name is. And their first planes were made out of wood, and they made wood and paper actually, wood and paper. And I can't remember how long their first flight was, but it was a matter of feet in a way. It was so many feet. Obviously, weren't really a thing in the First World War, but became to prominence as a war thing in the Second World War. And of course, we had the Battle of Britain in the Second World War, which was a massive, massive victory for the Allies, which changed the tide of the war. Late one tonight then? Yep, indeed, Gooner. It is going to be a late one tonight, but weirdly, it should have been an early finish tonight, mate, compared to usual. But because of the two restarts, unfortunately, nobody's at fault. The admins can't help it. It's not their fault, and nobody's accidentally readied up or anything like that. So it's just one of those things. Let's just hope bad luck don't come in freeze. What else do I know about planes? Jumbo jet was invented as a joint thing between England and France I think it started in the late 80s and then finished in the early 90s. Lasted about 20 years before it's I'm not sure it's that long actually, but fastest planes ever created, and then fastest passenger planes ever created, and then obviously defunct. I don't really know why they stopped them. I think they're just not cost effective. I've never been on a plane. I just say I've never flown. I've only ever been abroad once, and that was to France, to Paris. So took a ferry there. So I've never actually been on a plane. Not my most ideal things of travel. I know they're supposedly they're the safest form of travel, in the fact that less incidents happen, I guess. But the problem is, if there is an incident, you're done. There is no surviving it. You're done. Planes are cool. Yes. Planes are cool. Obviously, the invention of planes was a huge thing to do with the invention of planes was aerodynamics. Which is massively used in Formula One, of course. So the era of Formula One cars taken on a lot from planes over the years. So yeah, there we go. So even planes even coming into Formula One as well. But there is too many planes, by the way. There's too many. There's too many flights, there's too much going on, there's too much, it's killing the planet, it needs to stop. I'm not saying stop all flights, I'm not saying that for a second, but there's too much. If you think about just in Britain, right, if you think about Gatwick, Heathrow, Stansted, just the London ones, and then if you go all around the country, we've got Exeter, Bristol, down my way, but then obviously John Lennon Airport in Liverpool, and if you go all over the country, just think about Britain alone and how many flights take off from each of those airports every single day, and we're just a small island country in comparison to somewhere like America or China or India or whatever. Just coming away from planes and thinking about trains, by the way. I saw a program, or me and Dad saw a program, must be about 2 years ago now, I reckon, that showed, I think it was the Germans that invented a train that runs purely on water, hydropower only, and it was just as fast, just as good as as the train's currently on the tracks, but for some reason, why are they not in use everywhere? Okay, guys, it looks like the countdown's begun, so we are readying up to the track. Don't forget, keep an eye on the Discord. They always tell you in there. So, 2 minutes on it. They've reduced it from 3 minutes to 2 minutes on the grid for setups. So again, guys, I know I yap on about this. I go on about it every time, but don't forget your setups. Do it first. Even if you need to nip off to the loo or something like that, do your setup first. I don't suggest nipping off to the loo because there is no formation lap. Okay, so if you're not there when it starts, you'll lose out. My cat is currently sat on the chair next to me looking at me thinking, who on earth are you speaking to? So, thank you to all of you that have stayed with me throughout all of this. You are absolute stars, legends, and to everybody that's joined as well, because a few have joined as well. So, thank you to all of you. And we will be going shortly, so 2 minutes has been given for the guys to do their setups and their strategies and their fuel and whatever else they want to do. Make sure they're sat comfortably. Put their seatbelts on. Realise they're in the wrong place on the grid. Sorry, guys. Coughing. So, as I said, guys, it's intermediate weather to start with. I don't know what it's going to change to, but we do know it's changeable. They did tell us that in the announcement that it will be changeable weather. So, I suspect that we're starting on inters and going to dry. But as I said, it could be the other way around. We could be starting inters and going to wets. I have no idea. I also have no idea when it's scheduled to happen either. So, it's a new thing that PRF1's trying out tonight. I have seen this done before in ERC, as I said. They literally used to tell you what the weather was going to be so everybody knew, which I didn't agree with because, as I said, you can just practice the exact weather conditions, so you know exactly the lap is going to change and all that sort of thing. So I wasn't a fan of that, but this being kept secret for tonight, so that's better, I think. So, feel for the. I always, as an admin in other leagues, always feel for the admins in these situations. No-win situation. But all the lights are on. Out they go, and away we go. Kamarov looks a little bit slow off the line. Start Lord going to get a run on him into turn one. I think he is. So Kamarov keeps it side by side. And the outside of turn one and does hold the lead. Just go a bit further down and keep an eye on it. As the Ferrari drop to the back. It's Misfit. I think Theo's gone round. Yeah, but he's recovering. So battling going on further down, as you can see. Haas going to the inside of the Romeo. And oh, I think there was a contact was there. The Alfa Romeo's gone wide. So hopefully things will begin to settle down. This is really difficult, these first laps. And you're heading to sector 2. You've got a yellow flag somewhere. I can't even begin to see where that is. It's a Haas. It's Apple. Does he have... car? Oh, Misfit is out. Misfit is out. And that's the safety car on lap 1. Misfit is in the barrier with the front part of the car missing. So who were the top starters? We've got Silent Oxen up 4 places, Ollie Champ up 6. 2 very good starters there. Big D is up 5. Davis and Josh are up 6. Axel up 3. Fortunately, the big sort of losers on the start. Apple down 10, Theo down 13, and obviously Mr. who we've lost. Vice down 1, Ross Bounds down 2, and Scott is down 1. So not many drivers losing. Most have gained places. And a few drivers have stayed where they started. Let's have a look at the tyres just to confirm that everybody is on intermediates. Apple's into the pits, presumably for repairs. Yeah, they're just about caught the front wing going on. Right, giving us any underfueled load, so he's already happy that there's a safety car. Theo has left the session. Theo. Safety car. It may well come in the end lap 3. It could be a short one because Apple is gaining on it pretty quickly. It won't come in this lap in a way, even if he does catch the back of it. So it's got to complete 1 full circuit of the track. So definitely won't come in. So Theo joins back. Excellent news. So, you know, when somebody joins back like that, when it comes up on your bottom of the screen, that means they've got into the lobby. You still need to load into the actual race and take control. So, he won't have control yet, but he'll have control way before the safety car finishes. So, anybody else going to pit, maybe, towards the back? No. Doesn't look like it. Somebody could have. No reason he couldn't have taken a little tyre advantage. You know, I think on rejoining there and getting control of his car back, he accidentally went past Vice, so he's just given the place back. So well done, Theo, doing that. Sportsmanship, that's what we like to see. See there, look. Probably the other way around, he's trying to burn fuel by the looks of it. Have a look at you in there. Well, he underfueled by quite a bit. He's already in the green on fuel, so he's, who isn't? Robbo is flashing, or not flashing, he's got a yellow light on his fuel. So that means he requires to fuel save at the moment. So he'll be doing that under safety car. Should be coming in. There's no need for this safety car to remain out. There it is. There's the shout. Okay. So Kamarov leads us away. Dark Lord P2, Robbo 3, Scott 4, Gooner 5. Spreader 6, Silent Oxen 7, Jesus in 8, Ollie 9, and Atkins rounds out the top 10. Long, long way to go. 33 laps remain when we restart. So we're up and running. Not got the best camera view, but there we go. Don't look like anybody's getting a run into turn 1. Nobody's been caught napping as Dark Lord has to take off the track, but rejoins safely. Gooner getting ahead of Robbo. Izida still side by side. Into turn 4. Remain side by side. Tight racing, but it looks like Gooner's just going to nip ahead. So Gooner up to P3. We've got an Aston Martin round. That's Ollie Champ. And he's round at turn 4. Just trying to see that left end. Oh, I can't see a left end plate. Oh, now Spreader's left a session. EA, sort your servers out, for goodness sake. He shouts at the game. It's not the game. Remember that. When it's the servers, it's EA. You're on the EA servers. Atkins gets ahead of Spreader there. Josh and Dre doing battle with Josh getting ahead. And it looks like Apple... Is he round or... I don't think he went fully round now. I think he's had a little half spin sort of thing and recovered it. And that's such fastest lap and has already pulled out 2.4 seconds to Dark Lord. So have a look at Gunnar then. How is he going to be able to get past Dark Lord? Remember, Dark Lord is at the back of the championship, hence why he started pole in the sprint race. We're now on lap 5 of the main race after 12 lap sprint, and he's still occupying P2, so he's doing an absolutely phenomenal job. Second in the sprint, Kamarov managed to come through from the back to the front. Dark Lord for me is the absolute standout driver so far today, along with Kamarov. You can't take it away from him doing that in a sprint, but so you'll expect Kamarov to do that. Wouldn't necessarily expect Dark Lord to hold on at the front so long. But he's not just holding on though, he's there for a reason. He deserves to be there. He's got the pace. So let's have a look. Is there anything Gunnar can do here? Picks up the slipstream. As I said before, the problem is as soon as you move out of the slipstream, not so bad there, but Lord needs some space on the inside. He gets it, and there's a little bit of a wheel bank, but nothing wrong with that. And Dark Lord does hold Gunnar off for another lap. Davis nipping up past Jesus. It's obviously was a casualty in the sprint. Just having to recover, or a little bit of a touch on Davis' side pod. It just unsettled the car mid-corner. So he's dropped down behind Josh and Master Spread, who's back with us by the way. Vice, yellow flags. The Astons are having a nightmare at the moment. Oh, he's lost his wing as well. He's lost his front wing. And that exact thing caused the safety car in the sprint, but it's not caused one here in the race. Which is a good thing, but just makes you wonder why it caused one in the sprint, to be honest. So Spreader had to really slam the brakes so as not to hit Jesus, and got a bit of a contact from Josh because of it. Not a lot Josh could have done, to be fair to him. So Kamarov just continues to pull away at the moment, which is not good news for the likes of Axel and all of the others that are in the championship battle at the moment. Master Spread to the inside of the Centre S. Looks like he's got a good exit as well, so Master Spread takes P8 off of Jesus. Is Josh going to get a run as well down to turn 4? Looks like he is. Yeah, through goes Josh before the break-in. So Spreader up to 8, Josh up to 9. Now Davis on the back of the car he was on. So just got a little contact on the side pod from Jesus, but I don't think there was a lot Jesus could do to avoid it. He didn't have a lot of room on the inside. Car is always going to gravitate out. Oh! Just has a little moment there while getting on the power, but catches it nicely. What else have we got going on? Oh, up the front, Gunnar. Got him past Dark Lord. He's really gone past Dark Lord, so I've only assumed Dark Lord's maybe had a little moment at the final corner or something, but we've got a battle going on behind. That is Spriggs on our right-hand side, Robbo on the left. Spriggs looks to hold the position through turn 1, and he does that just right and nicely. So Spriggs up to P4 and Gunnar up to P2. So Oxen's going to get a run here, or Spriggs, whatever you want to call him, up to turn 4 on Dark Lord. And so Silent Oxen up to P3. Josh first to pick up a penalty for corner cutting. So he's corner cut 3 times since the start of the race and picks up 3 seconds. It's absolutely on the back of spread, which is probably why he's corner cut. Easy to cut, you know, it's easy to do it when you're right behind another car. Just looking through. I think we might have a run here. I think Axel might have a run on Davis. Oh, we got a yellow flag. It's Dre. Is it Dre? I think it's Dre. It is Dre. I don't want to come off for the overtake. So Axel to the outside of Davis. Looks like he's going to hold it. He might have got a warning there on the exit. It's a little bit closer comfort. Is Davis going to be able to come back? Unfortunately, Axel has an ERS advantage over Davis. So I don't think Davis is going to be able to do much there. Yeah, that was definitely Dre. He's not. It was before the pit, so if he had damage, he would have pitted. So he's okay. He's dropped down to P18. I had a wonderful race with Dre on Wednesday night at Monaco. He was a lot faster than me, I have to say. He was very, very good around Monaco. We had a fantastic battle in the early stages. And then he picked up a penalty, so I tried to overcut in a sense. I meant to go for medium soft to come back at him. Wouldn't have needed to overtake because of his penalty, but I forgot to tell the game to put softs on instead of the hards that I had originally planned to go to. So I couldn't catch him. Go. I think Silent Oxen is getting very close to Gunnar here. Close to this one. Robbo getting through on Dark Lord on the inside of turn 4. Oh, but picks up 3 seconds through his troubles. There's going to be a few more of those before the end of this race, particularly in these conditions. Very easy to cut your corners a bit in these conditions. So is Silent Oxen going to get a run on Gunnar here? What's the energy difference like? Quite a substantial advantage for Silent Oxen. I think Gunnar's just going to have to take this one on the chin. Not a bad thing in a way. You could use this as an opportunity if he could keep in the tow. In the slipstream of Silent Oxen, he could use this as an opportunity maybe to recharge the battery a bit. Finds himself using a bit there coming out of turn 3, but Scott and Atkins 5 and 6, Master Spread and Dark Lord 7 and 8 now. Very good races going on. And for some of the teams a little bit lower in the championship, so the Alpine boys certainly aren't lower in the championship. They're third at the moment. Oh, Dark Lord just gets a little bit wobbly. Held it well though. As, it looks like Ollie has gone wrong again, and he's lost his front wing, and that's a virtual safety car. So that's more like it. That's what I would have expected in the sprint when Weiss lost his wing. But it's already very difficult evening for Aston Martin. He's going from bad to worse. As, was that Scott just left the session? I don't think I've got Scott. Oh, no, I don't think I got him added. Oh crap! Scott, I don't have you added. If you can hear me and you need me to send you an invite, you need to add me. I'm Hilly3031 on E8. And you need to tell me in the chat that you sent me an invite. Hopefully someone else can get him in. Sure, he'd be in a party chat, surely, with his teammate. See the cars slowing down. Oh, Theo gets a drive through. Some drivers, Josh, Davis, Dre, Ollie, all taking the opportunity to pit under the virtual safety car. Scott has just joined into the lobby, so he will be back. So have Vice causing a yellow flag. Turn at the back there. It's another yellow flag in the start of the second sector. It's, whoever it was is off and running okay. It was, I think it was an Alfa Romeo, but I'm not sure. Jesus, now can he get a run on Dark Lord this time round? Just go to the tyres then. As you can see, they all pitted for fresh inters. They're going to have a serious pace advantage, you know. So Ollie picks up his second. Is it his second 3 seconds? No, I think it's his first actually. Just check those penalties. I think it was only the one drive-through, which was Theo's, and he's in serving that right now. Jesus, couldn't get himself past on the straight last time round. We continue to watch these three. So Dark Lord for Williams in P6 there, leading this group of three. Jesus in the Red Bull, and that driver behind them is Axel in the Mercedes. So we are on lap 13 of the race, so we are 1/3 of the way through. Master spread really gaining here on Robbo. He's a little too far off to be able to make a move this time round. But similar amounts of energy, only about a 5% difference between them. Jesus and Dark Lord. Oh, it's going to be tight. That's always going to close that gap. The driver. I never like being in that position. And look, for Jesus, it's meant that Axel's managed to get past him as well. And we've got yellow flags. It's an Alfa Romeo, it's Ross Bounds. No obvious signs of damage on the car. Seems to be okay. Man to watch on track at the moment is Josh. He's absolutely flying. Davis will go past Scott. Scott, I think, just runs deep into the corner at turn 4. Davis says thank you very much. But at the moment, Josh and Davis are undercutting their way through this field. Back to these three. Here comes Axel then. Picks up a nice toe there. Moves to the outside for turn 1, but he's going to have this done before the break-in. Oh, Jesus. Almost goes into the back of Dark Lord, actually evades it, and does really well to miss him, in all fairness, and kind of accidentally gains a position by doing it. Just say that was not a lunge, that was not a deliberate lunge move from Jesus, that was a complete accident. It's worked out for him. Looking at Josh, he's taken, since the last look's in, which was not very long ago, he's taken a 1.5 seconds out of Apple, who's his teammate tonight, and Apple is a fast driver, so as is Josh, of course. But shows the power of the fresh inters, and that's his Vice. It is coming out of Center S, and that's a virtual safety car, which would almost certainly mean he's got some sort of damage. I can't see it from this angle. Yeah, he's lost his wing. He's lost his wing. So it's actually a real shame for the guys that are undercutting. They're still going to get an undercut, but it's not going to be as powerful. Look at Josh. Look at him jumping up standings. He's up to P5. Davis heads down the pit straight. He's up to P8, but it's really close with Axel. He's got the Delta, of course. Can he do a cheeky and nip ahead of Axel on the exit? No. He's got to slow down, look, because the Delta actually has to slow down and allow Jesus back through. You can only assume that the game was telling him it was an illegal overtake then, and that he had to let Jesus through. And if that's the case, that's ridiculous, because Jesus was in the pit lane. Or in the pit, on the pit exit. Vice gets 5 seconds of speed in the pit lane as well. Just to rub salt into the wounds. Our top 4 drivers were not able to take advantage of that VSC, and are now on, well, going on to 16 laps completed on their intermediate tyres. So Josh has undercut everybody that pitted. They'll now have a tyre advantage over him, of course, but just a 4-lap one. He should be able to continue to close the gap to the guys ahead of him. Spreader goes to the inside of Robbo at turn 1. He's going to go a little switch back to get a good run down to turn 4. Look at the run he gets out of the corner by switching back. That's a really good move from Spreader. And he's up to P6. Apple getting close to the back of Big D, but not close enough to make a move that time round. Look at the time that Josh gains through the middle sector, through the second sector. It's absolutely, obviously, this can't gain much on the straights in sector 1 and sector 3, but in the middle sector he is gaining so much time. Apple. These guys are on the same tyres, so no tyre advantage between these two. Apple's going to look to pick up the slipstream here. Goes to the inside, looks to outbrake. Big D does brake a little bit later, but makes the inside of the corner, and it's a good move from Apple. Up to P12 with that one. No signs of this rain stopping anytime soon, is there? So not only does the rain have to stop, but the track has to dry out as well before we can consider going slick. So and Rov currently leading Silent Oxen by 2 seconds. That gap's come down quite substantially. He was a lot further ahead than that. And we've only had virtual safety cars, so Silent Oxen at the moment in these conditions is catching Kamarov. Josh is now on the back of Atkins. Look at the run he gets out the corner in comparison, but as soon as he Atkins has got a better straight line speed, I think, because Josh struggles as soon as he comes out of the slipstream. Atkins seems to ease off and allow Josh to go past. perhaps deciding with the tyre difference that that's not really his battle right now. Presumably these guys staying out on the worn inters are trying to make it to any weather change that may occur as Ross Bounds is into the pit, and it's just a fresh set of inters, no wing change. Oh, what's going on here? Oh right, no, okay, that's Vice actually unlapping himself, I think. Vice got fresh tyres on, so yeah, so he's just unlapped himself from Gunnar. And that is important actually, so Vice completely entitled to do that, and you can see he's got the pace at the moment with Gunnar just come up to 19 laps completed on his tyres. So to say he's absolutely entitled to do that, and the reason he's doing that, guys, is because when Kamarov and Silent Oxen pit, they're only sort of 6 seconds up the road, so when they pit, Vice will unlap himself and he'll be back onto the lead lap, which will obviously be important if there were to be a safety car that allows him to get back to the back of the field. Just got to keep that in mind though, and so don't want to make a mistake like safety car coming out and he pits immediately. And he's still a lap down, he's got to make sure he stays out if that's the case. Ollie goes to the outside of Theo, but again, once he comes out of that slipstream, look, the pace falls off. Is he going to do what Spreader did? And no, I think Theo sort of yields in the end. It could get very claustrophobic on the inside of turn 2 when somebody's on your outside. Atkins seems to, I don't know if Atkins is actually running deep or whether he's intentionally doing that to allow Axel past, because to say he's got no way of actually battling Axel at the moment. I'm a little surprised that these guys on the worn tyres haven't decided to. Oh well, look, Atkins he's in. At the moment, this weather does not show any signs of changing. So I think that's sensible from Atkins. He knows more than the top 3 about just how much time he was giving away, because he was getting absolutely swamped. But Spreader has now caught into the 1 second of Josh. Spreader, of course, has a 4-lap tyre advantage over Josh, so if he gets past Josh, you can only expect that gap to the top 3 to come down even quicker than it already was. Spriggs or Silent Oxen, look, I'm going to go up to him just quickly. I'll come back down to Spreader in a second. If you look ahead, that is the spray of Sergeant Kamarov just ahead. That is Sergeant Kamarov's Ferrari, but here is Spreader. Move to the outside by the looks of things. It's just difficult when you come out of the slipstream, but he's got enough, I think. As we go into turn 1, side by side. Spreader gets the better run out of turn 1. Will Josh be able to come back down to turn 4? I don't think so. Again, just the 4 laps on inters is making a difference for Spreader. Josh's tyres have probably reached a bit of a cliff point at 10 laps that Spreaders are yet to hit, I expect. So, but that battling seems to have gained Gunnar an absolute load. He's gained a massive time over Spreader and Josh. It didn't seem like that big a battle, did it? Just down the straight and into the centre S. But, or am I making that up? I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things. But anyway, let's go to Spriggs, because whatever reason, at the moment, it's just getting more out of these tyres than Kamarov's able to. And Kamarov, who, quite honestly, with his pace, quite honestly, may have thought he was probably home and dry without a safety car. These guys have to pit. I don't... So I think they're looking to stay out until any weather change occurs, but it just doesn't seem to be coming. At the end of the next lap, we will be 2/3 of the way through the race. I don't think they'll be able to get to the end on the one set of tyres. And if anybody can, it looks like Spriggs has got the best chance, because he does seem to have looked after his tyres particularly well. As Axel is now on the back of Josh. Spreader is taking absolute lumps out of Gunnar. Down to 6 seconds now, that gap. They must be so confident that there's a weather change going to happen to stay out. It's Axel on the outside of Josh. And the lead up to turn 1. But he's ahead before they break. And so Axel up to P5. Apple making a move on Davis. So they come into turn 1 now. Apple with the inside into turn 1. And he's able to exit better again. He's got a 4-lap advantage over Davis. Turned out pitting under the first virtual safety car, it works really well for the guys that did it. Because of the second virtual safety car happening 4 laps later, those guys that pitted on the second one have just got that advantage at the moment, that 4-lap advantage that just seems to be making a world of difference right now. Let's go back to the leaders. Both of them have an absolute wealth of overtake available to them. Again, neither of them opt to pit. I will say the rain looks lighter. The rain looks like it's getting lighter. I think we're getting close to a weather change. Master Spread will be desperate for that not to happen before he catches Gunnar. Big D going past Davis up into turn 1. Is Davis going to be able to come back? It doesn't look like it. Just go down to Ross Bounds, who's on the back of Ollie, coming out of the final corner. To run quite wide. It's never fully over the white line, but had to run quite wide. So through to P16 goes Ross Bounds. These guys further down are still hoping for a safety car. Look at Vice here, he's actually catching the front 2 as it stands. It's going to be interesting when he gets there, because these guys are battling. Here comes Silent Ox in to the inside of Kamarov. Kamarov holds position though, but Silent Oxen may well I think he probably would have got a better run, but probably got blocked off a little bit. So it's going to have to wait another lap. At the moment, there's just absolutely no doubt in my mind that Silent Oxen has looked after these tyres a lot better. I wish my eyesight was better and I could see the percentages on his steering wheel, but fortunately it's not, and I can't. Gotta go with this. Sure, like me, many of you would have thought the race win was decided already without a safety car coming out, but well, what a job Silent Oxen has managed to do, looking after his tyres while closing the gap. And make no mistake, he wants this position now. He wants it now. And he appears to have an advantage on tyres. He wants to be able to stop and come out ahead. He wants to, if a safety car occurs, he wants to be in the lead, not behind. And in the lead he goes. The move up the inside of Kamarov at turn 1. We've got a yellow flag at the final corner. It's a Haas. It's Apple. It's been round on the straight. Still appears to have... I can't see any obvious signs of damage. I think he's okay. So it continues on past the pits. Obviously would have pitted if he had damage, so there we go. Now the question becomes, of course, can Silent Oxen actually get away from Kamarov? But look at Vice. Look at Vice. He's coming up to unlap himself. Make no mistake with Vice. He's not had very good luck at all in races. In fact, he's had rotten luck this season so far. But make no mistake, he does have decent pace. That's why he qualifies in the top 10 on a regular basis. And here's our first change. Ross Bounds goes to slicks. He goes to softs. Surely a lap early, isn't it? It's got to be a lap too early, surely. The leaders carry on. What about Gunnar? He carried on as well. It's too early. The spray's still flying up. But Ross Bounds will be a good gauge for us. We can keep an eye on his time. It's going to take him a little bit of time to warm those tyres up, mind. Especially with the water still on the track. We've got another spin. And it's Dre this time out the final corner. He was absolutely perfect around Monaco the other night, but he's having all sorts of trouble at Brazil. Strange how it happens. Strange how it happens. But, yeah, so just keep an eye on that gap from Ross Bounds to Theo. So he was at Dre, he got 5 seconds entering the pits. Silent Oxen wants this weather to stay like this as long as possible, look, because right now, on intermediates, Ross Bounds is spinning around on the slicks. Right now on the intermediates, he's got the pace to just drive off and win this. Spreader is getting close to Gunnar now. As Gunnar's in! Gunnar is in! We're going to keep an eye on that gap for Ross Bounds, but we saw him have a spin. Oh, he's picked up 5 seconds entering the pits. Oh, Gunnar. It's unfortunate. Nobody else pitting. Everybody else feels it's still too wet. Well, not everybody actually. Dark Lord is in. He picks up 5 seconds. It's going to be a really dodgy pit entry in these conditions. So that's why you're seeing that happen. They're going to need to slow down a lot earlier than they should need to. And I suspect it's the guys that use the corner line, I suspect, like myself, because the corner line is probably moving to a dry corner line. But the track isn't dry, so they need to hit the brakes earlier than the line tells them to. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a few more of those penalties. We're definitely we're at the point. I think we're at the changeover. I think it's about now. I know Davis's tyres are 17 laps old, but it looks to me like Gunnar's catching. Oh! Axel struggles to slow the car down. Oh, I'm not sure that Spreader will be overly happy about that. Quite honestly. Answers on a postcard if there was anything wrong with that. But, I don't know. It's the honest truth is I don't know. I understand you are allowed to overtake on pit entry, but that's under safety car. I'm not sure if you're actually allowed to in race. Gunnar has gone through. I'm going to say this, guys. The 5 guys have opted to stay out. In my opinion, they've made the wrong decision. They should have come in. This track is getting dry. potentially Silent Oxen and Kamarov, potentially. It's too long. It's too long to the end of the race. At the end of this lap, there'll be 6 laps remaining, and the track is ready for slicks. It's not perfect for slicks, but it's faster now on slicks than inters. Yeah, they're both coming in. DRS is enabled. Do they both get it slowed down in time? They do. Jesus surely will follow them. There's really no choice at this point. They have to pit. It's too many laps to stay out. Oh, he does get it slowed down and almost goes sideways doing it. Robbo in as well. He's gonna be P3 still. Wasn't able to, unfortunately, to undercut, but actually, in hindsight, Gunnar made the decision absolutely spot on. Now it's all happening. There's all sorts of changes going on because of this. Apple's Apple's put fresh hinders on. Oh goodness me! When it rains, it pours, and it's certainly pouring now for Apple as he presumably accidentally puts fresh intermediates on. Of course, it's accidentally. And Dre sets fastest lap of the race on 16.2. I think Dre, well, definitely Dre and Ross Banks were definitely too early in swapping. It's got Dark Lord here, right on the back of Atkins, who's needing to get some heat into those tyres. Gunnar sets fastest lap now, and well, Spriggs, our Silent Oxen, has only extended the lead. He's now 3.5 seconds up. He's absolutely flying. DRS open then for Dark Lord. It might be his only opportunity. Well, you get another chance down to turn 4, but with the 2-lap advantage for Atkins, you would think that after turn 4 it's going to be difficult. And Zappo has to come back into the pits. He picks up 5 seconds this time. Vice 3 seconds. Is Vice unlapped or not? Where's the leaders? No, he's not. No, he's a lap down. Okay. Problem for Vice, of course, was what he did worked in the sense of being on the fresher inters. He was managing to unlap himself, but of course, then just like the leaders, he had to pit for fresh softs, and then that's nullified the work he did to unlap himself. His spreader goes up the inside of Axel. That, I think, would be justice right there if spreader can hold that position. Obviously, Axel's got the DRS advantage down to turn 4, so he's going to gain it back here. And these guys, make no mistake, these guys are battling for a podium. Gunnar's got 5 seconds. So these guys are battling for a podium right now, Axel and Spreader. The thing they've got to be a little bit careful of is by battling each other, they don't actually drop out of the 5 seconds of Gunnar. That's 3.5 seconds at the moment. So Dark Lord, who has got past Scott, by the way. He's up to P12 and he's right on the back of Davis. Lord may not be too high in the championship at the moment, but I think he's shown enough today to show he deserves to be higher than he is. I think he's done very well today, Dark Lord. He's fantastic in the sprint. Just got caught out a little bit with the guys on fresher intermediates and him after the first VSC. Anyway, let's go back to Axel and Master Spread. This is what we want to see. This is who we want to see. I think this may turn into being our only battle to the end now. Just looking at the other gaps. And none of them look like they're likely to become close. We will keep an eye. Dark Lord's still staying pretty close to Davis, actually. Davis had pulled away a bit, but Dark Lord's back within 6 tenths. Apple now sets fastest lap of the race. We were 1:11.247. Could yet tumble further if the track's still drying a bit. Looks pretty much dry. It's oh, blue flags out. Actually looks like purple flags for whoever that was. I assume that was Ross Bounds. It might have been Theo. Yeah, no, it's Ross Bounds. Theo's rounds past the centre S, so Theo's actually just behind Spriggs on track, so it's going to be about this lap. Master Spread will be eyeing up a move. He would love to get it done into turn 4. That would be the most ideal place for him to do it. But the problem is you can't always guarantee staying on the gearbox of the car ahead out of turn 3, so or turns 2 and 3. So that's Vice. Now he sets fastest lap of the race with a 1:10.5. Well done, lad. If you can't beat him, set fastest lap. That's Vice's motto. So, will he go for it now? He's definitely going to get the opportunity, but will he want to do it here? He may well do. I think he might do, actually, because what he'll probably say is, I'll go for it now, and if he gets back past into turn 4, then it's going to be a drag race to the line next time round. So, oh, Axel gets 3 seconds. Well, that's just decided this battle as Master Spread goes. Well, that's going to be a podium for Master Spread. They've caught Gunnar. That's Gunnar just ahead of them, so they've actually caught him rather than losing out to him. So it's the DRS advantage that's enabled them to do that. But there we go. Yeah, the 3 seconds from Axel. He's only going to lose out to Master Spread for the 3 seconds. But anyway, let's go to Spriggs, who is absolutely flying to victory here. Silent Oxen, Spriggs, whichever you want to call him. But it's a win in Brazil, Interlagos, for Silent Oxen. Sergeant Cameron comes away with a brilliant P2. Won the sprint race as well, of course. Gunnar finishes P3 on track, but will drop behind Master Spread and Axel to P5. Master Spread takes the final podium. Axel P4. Josh in 6 has done very well tonight as well. Very good strategically. Jesus P7. Brilliant result for Jesus. Big D P8. Oh, no, Robbo drops to P10. Oh, no, he drops to P11. Right, so Big D P8, Atkins P9, Davis P10, Robbo P11, Dark Lord, who I think has stood out tonight, and I think he's done a great job. He is going to lose a place to Scott there. So Scott up to P12, Dark Lord at P13, Dre P14, and Dark Lord's left the session. It has been asked, please don't leave the session until everybody has finished the race, because it messes the standings up. It has been said in the chat. So I'll just no, unlucky Gunnar. Would have been your first Brazil podium. Unlucky, mate. Yeah. Quite a few of you picked up 5 seconds going into the pit lane. I think it's because of the weather change and the racing line changes, so you need to brake a bit earlier than what it tells you to. But Yeah, it's unfortunate that is, but can't take anything away from Spriggs today. Silent Oxen has been absolutely awesome. I think in terms of streamer driver of the day, it's got to be Silent Oxen. I can't see how I can give it anywhere else, quite honestly. Let's get these boys invited in a way so that we can do the interviews. Silent Oxen, who we spoke to before the race, of course. But let's just do this. So just scroll through. Where did I get to? So Apple P14, Ollie 15, Dark Lord 16. He wasn't 16 actually, so I think it was Apple 15, Ollie 16, Theo 17, Ross Bounds 18, Vice 19 with fastest lap with 110.111. And Misfit unfortunately was a first lap casualty. There we go, race direct. So I'm not going to get through them, guys, unfortunately. Sorry, stewards, but it's too late getting to that. So, nobody join me then? Where is camera? That's his PC. Can I invite him to a party? Looks like I can. Oh, was that everyone? Here we got spreader and camera off. Silent Oxen. Come on, Silent Oxen. Probably needs to go for a wait. It was a long one. There he comes. Excellent. Okay. Right, guys, if you can just make sure you've included your audio for me, please.
Yeah.
And Spreader, we shall come to you first. So, obviously, you've picked up the final podium position off of a penalty that Gunnar had for speeding the pit lane. But you had a lovely battle there at the end with Axel until he got the 3 seconds. And I've got no idea which way that was going to go at the end because it's just going to be a sort of a drag race to the line, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it seemed like it was going to end that way. But yeah, fair play to him. Like, we swapped positions a few times. It was all clean, and that's why I can't fault him for that.
No, yeah, it was all good. I was keeping an eye on it. The gaps had sort of gotten quite large throughout the field there, so I was keeping an eye on you two. And yeah, the battle was good. What about the overtake into the pits? I don't think he did it deliberately, by the way.
No. He was in party with us. He misjudged his braking and didn't want to hit the back of me. And I think he literally got it on the speed limit just before he took out the brake pit board. I mean, if he meant to do it, then, well, you couldn't have excused it better, to be fair. If you, obviously, like you said, if it was an accident, it just turned out like a pretty good mistake for him.
Yeah. Yeah, we had another accident actually earlier in the race with 2 other drivers, where one driver's been caught out of the braking at turn 1, and so they've taken avoidant action, but actually made the corner and flown up the inside of the other driver. But it was a complete accident; you could see it. Yeah, I think you've got to be pleased with that, haven't you?
Yeah, I think the general idea of what I wanted to do with it and worked pretty well. We had some in the sprint race. We had Theo, Andy, and a couple of drivers at the front of the pack, and they were all battling. Scott, he was in there as well, and you got everybody else making their way through, and then you had like a train of me, Guna, Ollie, and a few others all together with Robbo, and that just like sort of in a limbo situation. We couldn't push too hard because obviously everyone's battling, and we couldn't sit back too much because obviously there's cars behind us. So I think it worked well. Like, Jack come through the field pretty well. Sprigg started to make his way through the field, and that you could see which ones were picking off the positions cleanly.
Yeah, it's easier for Jack though because everybody just seems to move out his way when he comes through. It's
I give it a go. I give it a go,
but I don't mean it, Jack. I'm playing. Anyway, congratulations, Spreader, for P3. Gunnar is upset because it would have been his first ever Brazil podium. So he
sorry, Gunnar.
But
you should know where the brake pedal is.
There we go. Yeah, congratulations, mate.
Cheers,
Karov, we'll come to you forgive me for thinking that you had the race won. You were sort of, well, you're quite a long way out the road at one point. And with your pace, mate, we just assume,
Yeah,
know.
this is Brazil. I remember from last season that Spriggs is a fucking alien for whatever reason around here. So I was trying to push in the wet, but it didn't really feel nice, and I didn't want to die. So I was
Yeah. I kind of wish I had that.
holding back a little bit, especially through like turn 3 and the penultimate like proper corner. It just felt horrible. But I mean, Spriggs was going to catch me anyway. He had a great pace in the wet and the dry.
Yeah.
And yeah, for Brazil, I'm pretty happy with that result with everything
Absolutely.
that was going on.
You won the sprint as well, so nice points there as well. So in terms of championship, it's obviously a good result for you, no doubt about that. Yeah, I kind of wish I had that app so I could have seen both your tyre wear, because it definitely seemed like Spriggs' tyres were a lot better.
Mine were about 70 when I pit.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. In terms of the sprint, was everything okay getting through the field? It seemed it when I was watching you.
Yeah, you just have to be patient and don't make stupid moves on people. You know, you can see what they're doing, and I think, I mean, I don't want to be rude really, but you can quite easily pick your way through a lot of people without diving it and doing silly moves. You have to wait for them to either go for a move on someone else or make a little mistake.
Yeah,
and
quite rude, really.
and get behind them. But I'm going to tell the truth. So
no, I know what you mean.
It's not
I
too
do know
difficult
what you mean.
when you've got like Axel and whatnot stuck at the back, so it's fine.
Yeah. Well done, buddy. Fantastic evening for you, really. As I say, won the sprint and P2. In terms of championship, that's going to do wonders. So, well done. Silent Oxen, Spriggs, the artist formerly known as Spriggs, whatever it is I call you. Congratulations, mate. I spoke to you before. You've done it. You've won the race.
Yeah. Hello again.
Teammate in the top 10 as well. So,
yeah,
great night
super happy for
Alpha Tauri.
Yeah.
Not so good in the sprint. The sprint went a little bit wrong, but with both of you outside the top 10. But the race came good. So tell us about your pace.
Did you see why I was at the top 10 from the sprint?
I might have done, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, Big D spun me round.
I was on the
really?
inside of him. I showed the nose on the inside of him, and he must have let off the brakes because he didn't want to obviously let me come near you.
Yeah.
And he just let off the brakes straight into the back here.
Lovely.
Yeah, I didn't know who it was or what happened or anything like that. But then at the time, I just checked my phone afterwards, and you just said like a lot, like massive apology for it, and is what it is, I suppose. I was trying to just follow Camarov's lead, I think, and just be the same in terms of like where you sort of pass people, but it was quite hectic at the beginning of the sprint. It's trying to play it safe. I think there was a few times where you kind of start banging wheels a bit. Maybe you think you might get a bit of damage, but it was all right. And then, in the main race and as well in the sprint, the car just felt quite nice. So that was good. It was nice on the curbs, and I think that was the main thing for me because I was just taking a lot of curb. And in terms of tyre wear, I think I was about the same as Cameron, like 71, I think, maybe a bit more. So I might have had a bit more wear, 70, 71, 72 on the rear right at least. But I didn't expect to be better on the dry. I thought it was going to be slower on the wet because the way I was driving, I thought, okay, it's definitely a wet setup. But it was all right in the end. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, it was a bit messy, a lot of fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. Well done, buddy. You're my streamer driver today, but
Appreciate it.
I think in terms of the drivers' vote thing, I think it's going to be a difficult one this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Dark Lord, by the way, who did an incredible job in the sprint to stay P2. So
yeah, that was good to see actually. Yeah.
Yeah, he did really, really well, and then the safety cars were unfortunate for him because he pulled over a 3-second gap at one stage and then got pulled back by the safety car. So, yeah, there were some other fantastic races out there. Josh had a super race. He's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
We'll see how that does. It should be good for AlphaTauri in terms of points, certainly for the race in a way. But yeah, we'll see what effect that has. Anybody know where we are next week?
A jar of glue, mate.
Suzuka.
What? A jar of glue?
A jar of glue.
Is that what you just said, Spreader?
I'm not
Yeah,
a
it
jar
was.
of glue. Yeah, I'm not a glue.
Yeah.
No, clue.
Oh,
Suzuka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Japan.
is that Wigan rhyming slang? That one.
Yeah, not a jar of glue. That's it.
Fair enough. So Suzuka, I love the track. I'm not great there, but I love the track. What about you guys? What about you, Spread?
I've always liked Japan.
Yeah. And you, Kamarov?
I love it. It's kind of one of the only circuits on this game that being ahead actually gives an advantage from being behind.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can still do a bit of DRS chicken, but it's better than most track. And
Yeah, well, the
very
DRS zone's
strong,
quite
so-
short, isn't it? It's just the pit straight down to turn
Yeah.
one, and that's the only one. But you do get a great toe up the back straight as well to have a chance there. But yeah,
But it's a
just,
chance. It's not a slam dunk though, so it's nice. You can have some good racing.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And you, Spriggs?
Yeah, it's a favourite, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I asked you this earlier on, didn't I?
I
Anyway.
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a favourite.
So yeah, fair enough. Well, we look forward to that then. It's normally a great race, Suzuka, so I do definitely look forward to that one. Okay, I think that's us done tonight then. So, as always, thank you to everyone that's watched along and commented on that, and anybody who watched the stream back, really appreciate it, guys. So thank you very much. Well done to PRF1 tonight. It's been a superb race, and well done to the admins getting through the restarts as well, because they're
Yeah, I appreciate
well,
that.
as an admin, I know how stressful
Sorry about that.
it is. But no, nothing to be sorry for, mate. It was nobody's fault. So there we go. But okay. To the rest of you, I'll be back. Well, don't forget the 100% race tomorrow night. It should be on Fuse Demons stream, so come and watch that one. And I'll be back hopefully Sunday night for HRF1 at 8 o'clock. So see you then. Good night. God bless. Enjoy your weekends.